Alright, so there's a bunch of limited time events in Monster Hunter Wilds now, and there's a couple more coming in the next few weeks, but today we're going to be focusing on the Kut-Ku Gone Cuckoo quest, which is pretty cool because everyone is after special materials, so you can actually get the Mimi Fighter Alpha headgear, which looks really cool. Because this is a limited time event quest, you have a limited time to actually do the quest and get the items that you need. So the start date for this event is the 4th of March, and it will end on the 18th of March, so you've got exactly 2 weeks to try and get the gear that you need. You do actually have to be in high rank, which means you need to finish the campaign and done the intro into high rank to get to high rank level 9. Anything below high rank level 9 you won't be able to do the quest, so you do need to be above that requirement. Then if you do meet those requirements, to actually activate the quest, you need to speak to Alma, the quest counter. You click on join quest and you'll head down to the events quest tab, where you'll see what current events are on. Like I said, we're doing the Kut-Ku Gone Cuckoo quest. And I do want to quickly mention before we jump into the details of the quest, you will need a bunch of crafting items that you'll receive from this quest. And in order to craft the Mimi Fighter Alpha headgear, you're going to need 2 Mimi Fighter tickets, 4 Kut-Ku scale pluses, and 2 Congalala pelts plus as well. So you're going to need to actually farm 2 different monsters, the Kut-Ku from the special event, because that's what drops the Mimi Fighter tickets, and obviously the Congalalas to get the Pelt Plus from them as well. So just keep that in mind when you're actually doing this for the gear. Now overall, this quest is pretty simple. You'll be entering the forest with 50 minutes to defeat the Yian Kut-Ku. You've only got 2 failure conditions, which is if your time expires, but you have 50 minutes to do this, so that's not really an issue. And obviously you need to try not to faint 3 times, otherwise you will fail the mission, but you should be okay, especially if you're playing in multiplayer. There's a lot of people who will help you out with these event quests regardless. Then if we go to the next page, we can see all the quest rewards. We have obviously the normal Yian Kut-Ku high rank reward list there, which is pretty cool, including that bird wyvern gem, which is awesome. We then obviously have the Mimi Fighter ticket, which we'll need 2 of those to actually craft the gear we want. You'll get monster keen bones, advanced armor spheres, and of course decorations for weapons and armor as well. Now here's a number of tips for you while you're actually hunting down the Yian Kut-Ku. And the first one is that you need to use dung pods to disperse other monsters. Usually the Yian Kut-Ku will be in groups, so to disperse the group and actually separate them, you'll just need to use something like a dung pod to instantly do that, so make sure you're taking a dung pod with you on this hunt. The Yian Kut-Ku will also apply Fire Blight to you, so you can just roll in general to get rid of it. If you roll in water though, it will get rid of it with 1 roll, so that's actually more beneficial. So make sure you're trying to fight the Yian Kut-Ku no water if there is a water source near you. Of course though, if you don't have a water source or you don't want to roll, you can obviously just use an item like a Nullberry to cleanse the stat as well, or hopefully your Palico will do that mid-fight. If you want to be more prepared, you can also take some armor skills, which is like fire resistance and blight resistance, and this will also be a big help because of the burning and also the blight in general. Other items that are very helpful to you here are flash pods, sonic bombs or screamer pods, and even your shock and pitfall trap, so you can do high damage in those big damage windows that the traps usually give you. Now when it comes to weapons, you can actually take anything you really want. Severing and ammo do the best, but blunt is really not that far behind it in general, so honestly any weapon is perfectly fine. However, when it comes to elements, you need to make sure that you're not taking anything with a dragon element, because the Yian Kut-Ku in general is very resistant to the dragon element. It is, however, weakest to ice and electric, which is pretty cool, but water and fire will do alright too, so you don't really need to min-max this. Just make sure you're not taking anything that does dragon damage, because then you'll just be wasting DPS, and you will be more of a hindrance in the hunt. If you are someone who likes to actually use status effects as well, you can of course then take a number of different status effects. Poison, sleep paralysis, blast, stun, and exhaust all do the exact same, so you don't really need to worry about which one is more effective. Just take whichever one is your favorite if you want to take a status effect, or if you want a Palico with a certain weapon with a status effect, that's perfectly fine as well. Now when it comes to your Palico, make sure you enter your tent and equip your Palico with the right weapon. Doing this will actually help you out a lot. For example, I don't have a Palico weapon that deals high ice damage, so I've equipped my Palico with the Feline Dao Naginata, which does thunder damage on top of that, and severing, which is pretty good too. Now usually I do like to take some status effects. Unfortunately I just haven't made a higher rarity weapon for my Palico yet that deals status effects, but once I get access to that, that's what I'll be doing. So make sure you take a status effect or a high damage elemental weapon. For example, the Feline Dao Naginata. Once you've actually done the quest and also farmed a few Kongalala Pelt Pluses, you'll then be able to craft the Mimi Fighter Alpha from Gemma, and then you're pretty much happy to just go about your day. As you can see here, the piece of equipment actually gives us Ambush and Entomologist, which is pretty cool, but it also gives Fortifying Pelt, but most people will just use this for Layered Armor, which is Transmog for people coming from other games, which is pretty awesome. Anyway guys, that's all I have for you in this video. If this video did help you at all, please click the like and subscribe button for more Monster Hunter Wilds content in the future. And if you are struggling with any of these limited time event quests, please join my public Discord, where I'm trying to build up a community of like-minded Monster Hunter Wilds players to help each other and play with each other and just make sure we're all getting through the game as best as we can. So thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.